Hey, I'm Richie Castellano, and I'm going to do a video today on the Line 6 Powercab 112 Plus. I've had this for a few months, and it's great. I've been using it as a full-range flat response speaker for my Helix, and it really works well translating your presets to that and, using it as an on-stage monitor, and it's great. But I'm only scratching the surface of what this can do, and I've never really tried the speaker emulations in there, and there's a bunch of them in there, and I haven't tried them because basically I was too lazy, and I really liked what I had dialed in already on the Helix. But I'm not really using this to its full potential, so I decided that an opportunity came up where I can really put this to the test. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a local gig at a loud bar with a loud rock band, and let's see if this thing does what it says it does. And what I'm going to do is, at the end of this video, I'm going to record that gig with some room mics and let you hear the amp in the room sound, and you be the judge of if it's doing the job. So that's how we're going to do this, and I'm going to make some presets from scratch using the speaker emulations, and I'll take you through that. But one thing I want to show you, the way you're going to be hearing this today, I'm not taking a direct out, I'm not putting a mic up on the Powercab. What I'm doing is, I'll move my camera here and show you, I have a pair of nice room mics that are capturing the room. So here's the room sound. This is what my voice sounds like in the room right now, not on this microphone. And now it's back on the mic. So that's just to let you know what's going on. So let's jump in. The way I have this set up, my guitar is going into the Helix 1/4 inch in, and we're using the L6 digital out going into the Powercab. The reason I'm doing that is so I can control the Powercab with the presets from the Helix, which is really handy. So I'm going to start with a blank preset, and I want to get a really good, like, meat and potatoes rock sound. And for that, I'd really like the Placater Dirty. So let's do that. Okay, so right now there's no speaker emulation on here. I'm just using the amp block. And we're going to do the speaker emulation through the Powercab. Now, here's how you do that. You go to the output block, which is over there, and now you see there's a Powercab tab over here. So remote, make sure it's on preset because we want it to be preset based, and we're going to change the mode from flat to speaker. And now it sounds right. So let me let you hear the differences. Here's flat. That's with no speaker emulation, and here's speaker. You can also load an IR, but I really want to try the built-in speakers on this. So sounds pretty good. So let's scroll through them here. This is vintage. Here's green. Cream. Here's Jarvis. I'll make it a little louder. Jarvis sounds good. Here's Bayou. Essex. I like that. Natural. Dino. Lecto. That's cool. Herald. Nice. Brown. Shade. And Jetson. So I'm trying to think of which one was my favorite. I know I liked Vintage. I dig that. I think I like Jarvis too. Or was it the Jetson? Essex. I feel like the Essex has more top end. But the Vintage has a nicer mid-range. They basically sound the same, but one has a little more high end. So I'm really torn between those two for this. Let me stick with Vintage because that's a speaker we all know. I guess it's based on the Celestion Vintage 30s. So we have a few controls here. This is the speaker type. This is for the DI out, which I might want to mess with if I want to go directly out. So maybe just for now I'll put on the 121 ribbon because I know that sounds good. We're not going to listen to that in this video. Maybe I'll cover that in another video. So, okay. We're pretty happy with that. We have a couple of controls here for low cut and high cut. But I'm pretty happy with that. What I would like is a little more oomph from this. So let me see what happens when I increase the bass. Make it a little less distorted because I want to be able to play chords with this. Ooh, that fat thing did it. It's nice. I might put on a little EQ just to help out. Let's check out the Cali graphic first. There it is. So we'll give it a little bit of that smiley face going on here. One thing that is sort of hard to convey from a video is this feels right. Let me A/B with a preset full range flat response, maybe so we can see if there's a real difference in what you can hear in the room mics and what I can feel playing it. So I'll call this... And I'll grab a preset that I know all the time. I'll grab a BOC preset. Now, for this one, on the Powercab, I'll make sure we're on flat. Good. Okay. So let's A/B. Here's the Powercab. Here's the full range. Now that sounds good. It's beefy. And I'm using an Ownhammer IR here, and this is just replicating that sound. It's really good. Let me see where the gain's at here. 3.9. .8. Okay. So I'm going to give this a little more gain before I do this test, just to match the gain from the other preset. And I'll try to match the volume as well. So let's see if we can get this to... Let's see if it sustains more. You know what? I'll crank it first. And now on the full range flat response. It's about the same. It feels about the same. But there is one little difference. This has a little bit more of a mid-range presence, where my IR, you know, full range one here, they both sound good. But the purpose of this video is to try the internal speaker. So this has a little bit of a mid-range thing that I want to get rid of. Now, some people have a problem with this. I don't mind doing this at all. I put multiple EQs in most of my presets. You'll notice if you've ever downloaded one. So there's something I don't like, and I want to go in there like a ninja with the parametric EQ and get rid of it. There it is. And maybe add a little bit of that like ultra high top. A little bit of that sparkle. And while I'm here, maybe we'll give this some more thump. Clean it up with a bit of a low cut. Maybe that's too much thump. Another thing that I like to do is bypass what I just did to see if I improved it or made it worse. Alright, I made it worse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off a little bit on the gains here. It's loud. Another thing that you want to do is make sure the light, there's a little indicator light, like a gain input light on the Powercab. Make sure that's in the yellow when you're playing. And mine currently is not. So we'll go to Powercab. And adjust this accordingly. So now it's in the yellow. I might want to pull some of this down here. And at this point, it's just a matter of tailoring it a little bit to your personal taste. Let me A/B it with my normal sound. This sort of has a bit of a painful top end to it. So let me go to the Powercab here, the Powercab tab, and see if I can do a high cut and see if that gets rid of it. No, it's coming from somewhere else. Let me try a different speaker now that I'm all dialed in. The cream sounds nice now. I think I'm going to switch to the Essex. I think the Essex is not doing that top end thing that is bugging me. Yeah. Since the Essex has more top end, I don't have to boost it so much here. I'll bring it down and see what that sounds like. What I'm noticing about the Essex is that it doesn't get that like pain that it's a real guitar amp gets, but this gets a little more pleasant as it gets louder in the top end. So let me see if I can do this. Oh, there we go. That's nice. It's breaking up in a nice way. That's really good. That just sounds like a good guitar amp now. Let's A/B it again with my normal rhythm sound. It's a little more mid-rangey, but that's not a bad thing. I'm going to kill this second EQ. I don't really need it with this cabinet. This is doing the job. Let's A/B one more time. That's close, but this sounds like the amp version of my preset. So let me put some other fun stuff here. Maybe we'll put a distortion. hard to beat a tube screamer. That's nice. Let me assign this. Two ways to do that if you're not familiar. The quickest way right now is just to touch that button and press that. Now, if you don't want to use the screamer, another cool thing you can do here, and sometimes I like this better because I've never really been a distortion pedal guy, is what you could do is you can hold down the drive parameter, hit learn controller, touch the foot switch you want, and let's say I want it to go from like 3.8 to like 8.0 or something like that, right? So now it's a good, medium gain. So what that actually did is just turn the gain up. So you look at this drive parameter here on the screen. So now I can control that from here, and I think that actually sounds a little better than the screamer. So I'm gonna get rid of the screamer, and I would like this to be here. So I'll just press both of them at the same time, just touch them, swap them. Okay. I want to make one more preset. I have like my meat and potatoes one. I might do some others, but when I show you the live clip afterwards, I'll show you when I'm using these. What I'm going to do now is I want to make one based on another amp. So let's go to another preset here, and I'm going to load my lead amp, which I usually use, which is the... Actually, let's do this backwards. Let's do this the other way. Let's start with the Powercab. So let's start with... let's do Essex again. And then we'll listen through that speaker. Oh yeah. You're going to want that gate there. That's a weird combination. Let's try this one. Wow, it doesn't work as well as it does with the other amp. So you know what? Let me break my rule here and go back and try the vintage. That sounds way better. We'll try the cream too. The Herald seems to be working really nice with this one. So let's work on that. That sounds great, actually. Let's go back here. Cool. I'll do my little EQ. One thing I might do here is I might throw... There's something about this low cut, high cut. It's very steep, and I like it a lot. Let me see what that sounds like. I like it. And then I can dump some more presence into that and let it just chop it off. that sounds good. That's really good. You know what? I might make this foot switchable. You know what? In fact, I am going to make this foot switchable. Let's put that on there. Mid boost. Cool. I think I might have went a little too nuts with this. You know, it's funny, I have one of these amps, and I usually set it up like this. That's a cool sound. I want it to be bright, but I also don't want it to take my head off while I'm playing. See, that sounds nice in here, but I'm worried about that cutting. Now it's starting to get a little cheesy sounding. Like a little too hyped. So maybe I'll take this off. Yeah, you know, let me just deal with this. And I'll control it here like I would with a normal amp. Just take the treble down a little bit. It's pretty nice. All right, let's dress it up. There are my sounds. I'll link them down in the description if you want to use them. Full disclosure, though, when I get to the gig, I'm probably going to tweak them because I want to hear what it sounds like in the room. So this is my starting point, and then I'm going to use my ears in the room to, you know, tweak it to how it feels, how it sounds, and I'm going to have some other presets for songs, but I'll let you know in the video that follows this, in the little clip I'm going to show you right now, when I'm using which preset, okay? So, see you tomorrow night. I'd say that this was a successful test. The Powercab 112 Plus really held its own. in a bar with a loud rock band where this was the only on-stage monitor. Now, some of you might have noticed that there was a mic in front of the cab on the video. That was for the PA and for the in-ears. The sound you're hearing, the camera mics were actually behind the PA, so you're just getting stage sound, and I think it was plenty loud. I had it pretty high, I think like 85 to 90%. It was pretty loud, but I heard it. It was, the whole band heard it. It was great. I want to give a few thank yous. Thank you to the guys in the band. I was actually the guest, and they were kind enough to let me film this video for you guys. So thank you to Bobby Rondinelli, who's the drummer, and Rob Demartino, who's the bass player. And I also want to thank Brian from Katie's of Smithtown. That's where the gig was, and everybody was very cool to let us do this. So yeah, it was a good test, good field test. And even though I might probably go back to using the full range flat response just because it's a little easier for my workflow, I think the speaker simulations inside the Powercab did a great job. I mean, it responded right. It felt good. I was getting nice sustain. I was getting feedback where I needed it. It really responded the way a guitar amp should. And that's with, you know, a digital model and a digital amp simulation. So nice job, Line 6. Very cool. One more shout out I want to give. All my amps, and this is going back to, you know, my regular 4x12s and whatnot, I use these cool padded slip covers from a company called Lay Cover. I've been using them for over 10 years now, and they made me a Powercab cover. And they also do digital heat transfers, and they made me this really cool transfer of my guitar and my name. So now that they did my Powercab, that means they have the dimensions. So if you have a Powercab 112 and you want to get your own really cool custom slipcover, go to laycover.com, and they already have the dimensions for mine, so they can hook you up. And I want to thank them for doing that. That's really cool. And thank you for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. I think the Powercab is really cool, and I'm looking forward to using it some more on some more gigs. So if you like this, please give it a like. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. That helps me so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.